Hey Facebook fam, it's your girl Kamiko and I am super excited. I toil with doing this today or tomorrow. So most of you who do know and follow me clearly on social media, tomorrow is my birthday. So my plan was to have this video tomorrow. But the Lord just wouldn't let me rest on that. So here we go. So I barely prepared. I prepared. I'm always prepared. Most people know me. I'm prepared, right? But at the same time, I also know that it's taking a lot for me to get to this place. And I'm super excited about what God is doing in my life. So the birthing of the next season of my life is the reason I put next and not new, because the things that I've already lived through aren't old. They with me every day. I take them on my day-to-day journey all the time. But this next season that God is birthing in me, which is discovering your true essence, this is what I have been working on in the background. And most people know who follow me on social media know that my journey has not been the most easiest one over the course of the last, year plus months. But I will tell you that the last 438 days have been not only like earth shattering for me, but also the breaking, the molding, and the building of Kamiko. And I say that because most people know I lost my mom December 29th, 2022. And anybody who knows me know that that was my world. And I didn't realize how much, that was for me. And then shortly after that, you know, buried my older brother 104 days ago. So some really key pillars of people in my life who really, who I valued and who I really held close to me. So with that, I also retired from a 24-year career from the Army, and that's all I knew. So think about in the last 438 days, I buried my mom, I buried my older brother, also buried my ex-husband, who I really, I can tell you, you never know how something's going to sit in you till you will have to walk through it. Because even with that, I just never ever thought about him not being here and the timing in which it all happened. So my mom, my older brother, my ex-husband, leaving a 24-year career that I've done my whole life. Kamiko, who are you? And I found myself in that place many of days asking myself, who am I? What is my why? Like, why do I get up now? So I had to really do a deep dive within to really figure that out for myself. I lost some people along on this journey, people that I really held close to me, who I thought would be there with me when I needed them the most, but then come to realize that either for whatever reason, God just did not allow them to see what I needed when I needed it. Because again, what he was going to do for me in these 438 days later, I needed to be in a space where I understood myself, but I could hear God. And so sometimes we'll have all these different things that we hold on to. Not that we put them in a place of God, but we actually hold them closer than we think we do. And so when they're not there, when they're not answering the call, they're not as compassionate, they're not as understanding. And sometimes people just didn't know what to say. And that was okay too, because I often tell people, when someone is in a place that you've never seen them before, most people, especially during that season of my life, everybody was like, Nico, I've only known you to be strong. And I had to ask myself, because that's all I knew myself to be as well. But in that time, I needed a space where it was okay not to be strong, a space where I could just be Kamiko, whatever Kamiko needed in that time. So I didn't have the capacity to show up like I used to do the things I used to do, to be available the way that I used to be available. So through all of that, God took me through this journey to me birthing my new coaching company, which is called Discovering Your True Essence, because that's something I had to do. And on that journey, I realized that I moved from a place of calling to a place of purpose. That when my feet hit the ground, I wanted to do something that mattered, something that would be able to change the lives of all the people that God had wanted me to touch. And I have to tell people, because most people ask me, well, Kamiko, what's the difference between calling and purpose? And my answer to them was simply, when your phone rings, you answer the call. It's external driven. Everything that pulls at us day in and day out from an external perspective. But your purpose is the thing that calls you from within. The thing when you think about it, it gives you joy, it gives you excitement. It's like a baby, it leaps in your belly. You can think about doing that whether no one pays you to do it or not, because that's what you are purposed to do. But it's a place that, and it's a calling that comes from within. So I often tell people that in this season of discovering my true essence, and birthing, discovering your true essence, God really took me on an amazing journey. Even in that, I had to go back and rewrite my values. I often tell people I've always been a value-driven person, but I had to understand what are my current values in this season of my life. Not that I didn't want them to be traditional, but I needed them to be a little bit more clear and concise for me. And so I will share with you, one of my values was authenticity. Live with a confidence that only me and God matters. And a lot of people was like, well, if you go, well, that's kind of harsh. It's not that I'm not saying don't worry about what other people say, think, or do. What I'm saying is the confidence, the way you carry yourself is once you're sure about yourself, you're sure about the direction that God has called you to go. He's the only person that you need to check in with, because ultimately he's going to be the one that's going to give the increase and that's going to pour out and create the open doors, create the resources, and move things out of the way. People, places, whatever it is that you have to go through and change, God is already before me. So I know that he's going to make sure that it happens. So if I live a life of authenticity and walking in that space, I know I'm headed in the right direction. And optimize my vision, see the unimaginable, and do that. I often tell people, one of the, Dr. Miles Monroe, I love him, his teaching style. Because one thing, like I said, like just to listen to him and how he articulated things and how he would just make things, I often tell people I like things that make my mind or my thought process say, And so with that, when I said think the unimaginable, even the Bible tells us, that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man all the things that God has in store for us. So if I can think the unimaginable, and that's what I'm striving for, I know that wherever God takes me is already in alignment, because I want to make sure that the reason I was created, and that's what I want to do for you, is help you understand what you were purposed to do, that when you find that thing, you won't move mountains, that you'll be able to see leaps and bounds in what God has purposed you to do. I was telling someone that the other day, I woke up with the thought process like, God, it's no way you created humanity to get up and think about going to work, what my hair looks like, what I got on, what I drive, where I live. All those things are cool, but it's no way that that's what we were created to think and do every day. It got to be bigger than this. And that's the place, like I tell people, I want us to be able to tap into and figure out and discovering our true essence. God, you created me with something in mind. Show me what that is so I can do that, right? And then one of my last values, I have 5, but I'll just share these 3. The other one is mission accomplished, die empty, leave nothing undone. Dr. Miles Monroe says it best, there's no retirement plan in heaven. And that's how I feel, Lord, everything that was created for and I am supposed to do on this side of heaven, show me what that is, God. Let me be able to say, I've done that. So when it is my time, because everything has an expiration date. These last 438 days have shown me and made that even more real to me than ever before. It's like when that time comes, I want to be able to say, I did everything you had asked of me to do, what you had purpose and called me to do. Every life that I'm supposed to touch, every blessing that I'm supposed to give, everything that is you had set up with Kamiko's name on it, I want to make sure I get that done. And that will be my same charge to you all, is whatever it is, as we discover our true essence, is whatever that thing is, Lord, help us get to that place to know that we have done that. And we can look back and say, mission accomplished, that we die empty and we leave nothing undone. So through that, like I said, I'm going to create another post after this, you all, that will give you my website. But one of the other things I'm super excited about, that's a part of discovering your true essence, is my new show that I'm going to do. It's a podcast show, but I'm going to start it and drive it off of Facebook Live. It's called Tap In Tuesday. So this Tuesday, I will be doing a Tap In Tuesday. And so with that, what that derives from is if we don't go within, we'll go without. Sorry, you all. I don't know how that was able to tap in there. Anyway, so Tap In Tuesday will be done on Tuesday at 6:30 Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, and then I'll be sharing it on my Apple Podcast and let you all know that, hey, God has doing some great things. I have been working behind the scenes to birth the thing that God has put on the inside of me. And I'm super excited not only about discoveringyourtrueessence.net, that's the website, discoveringyourtrueessence.net, and Tap In, the new show that I will be actually doing when that time comes. And so again, like I said, this is a kind of impromptu. I didn't have all the notes and all the bullets that I wanted to share, but I knew that it was just a time, and there's no perfect time. You're not going to have it all together. Most people know I'm a super perfectionist. So I do feel like sometimes everything has to be dressed, but I just blame that on the Army, 24 years strong. But nevertheless, I just wanted to go and make sure that, hey, this video happens, and now was no better time than the present. So again, hopefully I shared something with you in this video that lets you know that, hey, it's time for us to find out what we are purpose. We are looking for a life that is based on fulfillment, not just a life based on the things that we wake up and do. Oftentimes people wake up in the morning and most of them don't want to get out of bed based on what they do, but they do the things that they do because they feel they have to do it and it's a need for it. But I also want you to know there's another side to that coin, that we can also live a life of fulfillment when we allow ourselves to do the work on finding out what that is, and then also tearing down all these barriers and boundaries that we put upon ourselves oftentimes, so we can break free and live a life of fulfillment. Because I don't know about you, but I want to be part of that number that said, hey, I was able to find out the thing that God had purposed me to do, and I did it to the best of my ability. And again, thank you all for always following me, encouraging me, cheering me on. I take nothing for granted. I often tell people nobody has to do anything for you. So for every inbox, for the ones who have my number, whoever, the text messages, the phone calls over these last 438 days, it has definitely been a journey. But I will tell you that God doesn't make a mistake. And even in our woes and chose of life, He has a way of truly turning everything around for our good, making it work for our good. All the tears that we cry, all the things that we don't understand, as the old folks say, keep living. You'll understand it better by and by. So again, I thank God for this season of my life. And again, thank you all for tuning in, tapping in. I would definitely follow up with another post that will have all the other details. But again, I just needed to get this video out. And I thank you all for your time. I thank God for what He's doing. And I'm so excited about what God is getting ready to do, not only for me, but through me, into the lives of so many other people. I often tell people the thing that gets me up out of the bed now is knowing that, God, I am a life chaser for change. That's what I'm about. A life chaser for change, because I want you to find out what that is that you're purpose for, and I want you to do that. And then we'll be able to sit back and say, Kamiko, I'm glad that I trusted your journey and your story, because it inspired me to, step out into the deep and see what God has for you. Because what He's done for others, He'll do for you. Again, be encouraged, as I often say. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. And together we're going to watch God do some great and marvelous things. As long as we're still here, there's work to be done. Catch you on Tuesday. Tap In Tuesday. If you don't go within, you'll go without.